Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. We are back for the latest Wolves transfer news and rumours. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. And we are now still waiting for Wolves' first official signing of the summer, but still plenty of news to talk about as the team are back in pre-season training in just over 1 week. But we'll start off with a big piece of news. Ruben Neves, his move to Saudi club Al Hilal is finally been completed and confirmed. It was yesterday evening. Wolves had released a really emotional video. Basically, Ruben Neves thanking the fans and everybody that he's been associated with this football club over the last 6 years. And I was out and about yesterday. Didn't really get a proper chance to watch it, and I sort of woke up very sort of half asleep this morning and watched it, and I'm sure a few tears rolled down my face. But it was a really emotional video, and you know what, we wish him all the best. Fantastic player. But like I said last week on the videos and the transfer podcast, it's a great amount of money for Wolves to receive at this point of his contract. You know, for Fosun, the signing has been a massive success. Although we haven't seen too many of those in recent times, but you know, the amount of profit we made and the quality of player that we got out of it, a real piece of success. And you know, I'm sure Wolves fans would welcome him back with open arms, maybe sometime in the future. Who knows? And I'm going to try hard and maybe see if I can sort out some sort of podcast with him in the future as well, because I think he'll have some great stories to say, and obviously he's got huge respect from the fans and for this football club as well. So I'll see what I can do on that one. But Ruben Neves to Al Hilal, 55 million euros, around 47 million pounds, and hopefully now that will give Wolves that little kitty of money to start off and, you know, try and get our transfer window moving sooner rather than later. In other news, Victor Gyokeres is back in the news as well. Fabrizio Romano had posted about Gyökeres, the Coventry City striker, towards the end of last week, just saying that it's going to be crucial, a crucial week or so for him and his future. Coventry is still holding out for a decent fee for him, but his contract is up in 12 months. So, you know, he could easily walk away from them on a free next summer. But Sporting are probably one of the favourites to sign in right now. Obviously, Wolves, West Ham have been linked as well. But Sporting are the favourites right now. And it's said by record in Portugal today that Sporting have actually made an offer for Gyökeres, which they believe is acceptable as well. The offer they've made is 16 million euros plus 3 million euros in goal bonuses and an additional 2 million euros in variables as well. But Coventry are holding out. They're waiting to see if there's going to be an official bid come from an English club, such as Wolves or West Ham, probably to see if they can get a little bit more money for Victor Gyokeres. But Sporting would be a great move for him, as would Wolves, though, to be fair. I think I'd be really intrigued to see if Wolves do go for him and get this signing over the line. But as of right now, it looks like Sporting are the front runners in that race for Victor Gyokeres. One of the strikers that is currently on our books, Fabio Silva. You may or may not have seen last week, another Wolves fan page, the Wolfpack, had messaged and spoken to his agent and basically said it's more than likely that Fabio is going to be leaving the club, potentially on a permanent deal. So it'll be interesting to see if he does return to pre-season training next week. He's currently with the Portugal under-21, so he'll probably have a slightly longer break. So we may well just meet up with the team for the trip to the Algarve. But Sevilla are one of the teams looking at him amongst a lot of other teams. But Sevilla, they're wanting an overhaul really of their front line. Players such as Rafa Mir, who obviously we're familiar with, and Nesri as well, who they've got up front. They want to sort of replace those, and Fabio Silva is somebody that they're looking at. Other reports suggest that Wolves would want at least 25 million euros for Fabio Silva. Of course, this is a little bit of a loss on the sort of 35 to 40 million euros that we had paid initially for Fabio Silva. But again, Wolves have just got to put this down as a little bit of a failure. I have no doubt that Fabio Silva will become a player that is capable of playing in the top 5 European leagues. But we need him to want to be at Wolverhampton Wanderers. So as it stands, we'll have to wait and see what happens with him. Another striker that Wolves have been linked with this week, though, is Moussa Dembele. formerly of Lyon. He's played in England and Scotland before. And to be fair, Dembele had a fantastic goal-scoring record at Lyon. This year it's been a little bit quieter for one reason or another. Not really found the back of the net, I'm sure, as much as he would have wanted to. So he has left Lyon on a free. He's available on a free transfer. Many clubs across Europe are going to be looking at him. Wolves are monitoring him and his situation. But I think this would be a really cracking signing for Wolves, and obviously just depends on the the future of a couple of other forward players that we've currently got at the club. But Moussa Dembele on a free would be a really decent signing, I think. Now, a first team player that Wolves have currently got, Nathan Collins. Massive speculation over him. It was reported a couple of weeks ago that Brentford had a £20 million bid rejected. It said now they've had another bid rejected of about £22 million for Nathan Collins. Obviously, Wolves only paid Wolves paid 20.5 million only last summer. So Wolves will want to make a quick profit on him if they are looking to sell. It said that probably £25 million would be enough to get this deal done. This has had really mixed feedback off Wolves fans. On my Twitter, there was a large number of Wolves fans that think this is a stupid idea and almost cashing in on a player so early, a young player with potential. Whereas on my Facebook, make of this what you will, there's a lot more people saying get rid and just sell for a profit. I'm sort of in between, believe it or not. It depends on the club's stance, because a lot of what we've looked at recently is younger players, spending a lot of money on younger players, and it hasn't, worked out. Gyökeres, not necessarily younger, but Gyökeres is one that we spent a lot of money on, didn't work. Patrick Catrone, if we're looking back even further, Fabio Silva could be one. So Lopetegui might come in, and just for Wolves to sort of creep up the Premier League, we're going to need what we class as almost immediate success. And with the financial position the club is supposedly in, selling Collins for 25 million and being able to bring in somebody that is already, capable of, being our key and main centre back for a little bit less, for sort of 15 to 20 million, is probably going to make more sense for Wolves. But we still do need younger players in the squad. You still want players that you can nurture and develop. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think I'd be very surprised if Brentford do not come back with another offer, and I think Nathan Collins will probably be out of the door, but we'll wait and see on that front. A couple of players that are actually wanted on loan. Shrewsbury Town, they're looking at two Wolves players to sign on loan. Nathan Fraser is one of those, a striker that has had really decent form this season for the 21s. I think it's a given that he's going to go out on loan. Shrewsbury not a million miles away. Been told a couple of other local teams have expressed an interest in him, or say local teams, teams not a million miles away. And Alfie Pond as well, the centre back, signed for Wolves last summer, had a really good reputation down sort of in the Football League and the National League. So again, a good loan for him at men's level would be a cracking piece of development for him. But Shrewsbury Town keeping tabs on those two at the moment. A little bit of speculation about Lopetegui's future as well. Obviously, he'd said that, Matt Hobson put an article that sort of Lopetegui committed his future to Wolves. But Al Hilal, obviously the team that have just signed Ruben Neves, are really strongly linked with him. A lot of the British press are very, very quiet on this. I don't know whether that's because there's no truth in it or whether they're not that clued up on him. But the last couple of weeks or so, there's been a lot of rumours about Lopetegui and Al Hilal. He's not the only manager linked. There's Allegri, there's Paulo Fonseca as well, who seems to be linked with every sort of high-ish profile job. But Lopetegui today, it said that Al Hilal want to apparently appoint their new manager within the next week. There's 3 names, and it's those 3 names: Lopetegui, Allegri, and Fonseca. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I don't know if it's just a load of speculation, if it will actually come to fruition, but I'm sure probably in the next 3 or 4 days or so we'll learn a lot more about that one. A lot of scholars as well, Wolves are signing, are being announced now. One player that was linked at the start of this month was Reece Bowen. He was a young player, a striker currently playing for Fleetwood. Had huge interest from other Premier League clubs, but Wolves have managed to get that deal done. The player posted on his Instagram yesterday about joining the club. And the final piece of news about the South Korea tour still was less than a month away. Wolves still have not released any information in regards to fans getting out there. They were meant to be putting together a package, leaving it late. But apparently Roma, who were one of the teams that Wolves were meant to play in South Korea, have pulled out of their tour in the country. This is due to financial problems, not necessarily with Roma, but they were meant to be they were being paid to come to South Korea commercially, and they've not received their payments, so they are not going. Roma were meant to be playing 2 games. They would be playing a South Korean team and Wolves. So who knows what's going to happen now. The Wolves are due to play them on July 29th. But we'll wait and see. Hopefully Wolves don't butcher this, because I don't know if Wolves are having the same issue with the finances. That's why it's not been announced yet. But again, in the next week or so, you would completely expect Wolves to announce some sort of package for people and fans that are wanting to go. But I think that is all for today. Lots of rumours and news. If there's anything else, obviously we'll put it over on our socials at Talking Wolves everywhere. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't checked out the transfer pods as well, they've been getting a lot of love and support, so I really do appreciate that one. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon.